Hey again, Miles Beckler here, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to get traffic from Pinterest. Now, in this traffic series, we're starting out with the organic traffic side of things, which kind of the free or earned traffic side of things. Pinterest has a very new pay per click system as well. It's starting to actually kind of make it into the real world, if you will. It was invite only. It took like a week to get approved as an advertiser. I've run several thousands of dollars in ads on that system now. I haven't dialed it in a way that's profitable yet, but I'm still learning the system and working within the system. So if you're into paid traffic, I do think Pinterest is worthy of testing if you feel like your audience is on Pinterest. Whether you're doing paid or not, I do think that Pinterest organic is a very smart place for every content publisher to be right now for a few different reasons. Number one is it's still kind of a newer platform. Now, obviously, it's valued at over $1 billion. It's got billions and billions of pins and images on it. So it's been around for a while. But what that tells me is that it's established. And to be perfectly honest, I was a Pinterest hater for quite some time. I didn't get it. I didn't see the value in it. And I literally ignored it. It wasn't until it started quickly driving more traffic than Instagram and really starting to catch up to the amount of traffic I'm getting from Facebook organic that it really caught my attention. And it caught my attention from within analytics of seeing like, wow, my Pinterest traffic is exploding right now. All from having a Pinterest share plugin on my WordPress site where people just started pinning my images that brought links back to my website onto Pinterest. I'm getting a little ahead of myself with how this came about, but I want to let you know that I'm not like I'm growing into a Pinterest fanboy. This isn't something that I jumped on. I like new platforms. I like being early, aggressive marketer on a newer platform. Whereas right now, Google and Facebook are kind of like the old heads and the old platforms. So there's a lot more competition, and they're trying to milk every dollar they can out of their advertising side of things. Whereas Pinterest is still trying to dial in its algorithm. It's still trying to figure out how to combat spam. It's still trying to figure out kind of how to grow organically on its own. So it gives you, a publisher, a little bit more freedom to be aggressive on their platform because they're not restricting your reach yet in order to try to get you to run paid ads. So, what is Pinterest? Some people say Pinterest is kind of like a shopping list or it's a vision board. One way my wife describes it, which is brilliant, is that every pin is like a doorway to an idea, right? So if you're creating a platform that's on like the health and wellness, you could have a few different boards. And a Pinterest board is what holds the different pins. And a pin is essentially an image. So you could have, let's say you're doing a health and fitness green smoothie platform. You could have a board that are green smoothie recipes. You could have a board that is working out. You could have a board that's about travel. You could have a board that's about workout kind of clothing and workout gear that you like, because all of those ideas kind of come back as a different type of an entrance point to a green smoothie. Meaning, if someone's getting into working out and they're getting into working out to lose weight and they're looking for the right workout gloves, let's say, and they find your pin about these workout gloves that you reviewed, they might be interested in learning that the green smoothies are a great way for them to lose weight. They found you from a gear, a different item, from a different entrance point. They came in through a different door, if you will, that was a pin, and then they find your profile and they see, wow, interesting, the green smoothie recipes. Let me take a look at this board. They can follow that board, and that's the board that you're posting all of the recipes that you publish to your blog on. They'll get notified every time you publish a new recipe. Each one of those has a link back to your website. And of course, when they reach your website, that's when they have the opportunity to join your list. Now, another great idea, or a great reason I love Pinterest right now, is because they have what's called rich pins. Now, you need to connect your website to Pinterest so your Pinterest account is a business page. And what this allows you to do is every time you or someone else pins an image from your website, it actually puts the URL to the page it came from on the pin. Now, this is good for your search engine optimization. This is good to help your Google traffic because Google notices every time someone else pins your image, that link is now going back to your site. So if your page or post has 100 people pinning the item from it and you get 100 links showing up from that one post, this is a strong social and search optimized kind of signal to Google that your content is share worthy, and it can actually increase your rankings on Google with your content in addition to growing your platform on Pinterest and getting you connected to other people on Pinterest. Because when someone pins your image on their Pinterest board, their followers will then see all of your content on their board. So essentially, it's allowing other people to share your content in a unique way. Now, what does Pinterest want, right? Because in all the organic traffic games, we got to work within what the platform wants. And Pinterest wants its users to spend time on Pinterest. They want comments, they want people to like pins, and they want people to repin and pin items into the Pinterest ecosystem. So, what you need to do is make sure you're creating highly shareable content, whether this is a large, tall infographic or just a little bite-sized Pinterest image, which I recommend being about 700 pixels wide by 1100 pixels tall. You put a Pinterest image on every single blog post you do. And the Pinterest image has the title and it says, click here to learn more. And then when someone sees that pin on Pinterest, they're going to click through because the call to action tells them to, and they can reach your website. Now, working with Pinterest is definitely predominantly a female based audience. The male demographic on Pinterest is growing and it's growing quickly, but right now I think it's still 70 to 80% female. So if you have a platform that is in travel, health, beauty, weight loss, home improvement, kitchen remodeling, meditation, spirituality, these are all great, great niches. And really, if your niche, if you can just see if you have demographic information from the Facebook Insights tool, which I covered in another video, that shows that a high percentage of women like your niche and your topic, go with Pinterest. It's worth taking time to learn how to use the Pinterest system. All you need to do to get started is to set up a free Pinterest account and then set up your first 5 boards. Make sure they're mildly relevant to each other. They don't all have to be about the same topic, but again, so if your niche is green smoothie recipes, have a green smoothie recipe board, have a workout board, have a fit chick board where you post pictures of fit girls and whatnot, have a recipes board for outside of smoothies, have a workout gear board, and all of those kind of ancillary topics that someone who's interested in green smoothies is also interested in. Because if you're interested in green smoothies, you're interested in a healthy lifestyle, you're interested in having a fit body, you're interested in hiking and biking and doing all these fun, adventurous things. So have those as boards. Be an honest kind of person in that sense. Then take the time every day, get the Pinterest app on your phone, and take time to pin a few things to your boards every day. Learn how Pinterest works. Go flip through, search for things inside of Pinterest. If you're doing the green smoothie thing and you like mountain biking, go search for like beautiful mountain biking trails and find the images that make you say, wow, that's actually a really beautiful trail. Like, I'd love to ride that trail sometime. Pin that to your board. Understand what users do inside of the Pinterest ecosystem so you can kind of understand how to create your content in a way that it gets engagement from the users. Then commit to adding a pin image 700 wide by 1100 tall to every single blog post that you create in the future, and make sure you pin those to the appropriate board once you've published your blog post. This is going to introduce your blog post into the Pinterest ecosystem where other people can pin and share and repin your content, which is how you can get it to go viral on the Pinterest ecosystem. Another thing you're going to want to do is when you see a specific user who has posted several things that you like, follow that user. There is kind of an unspoken courtesy, I don't want to say a rule, but when you follow someone, most of the time they're going to follow you back. So there is a follow unfollow capability. And if you've done any aggressive marketing on Twitter or Instagram or even Facebook back in the day, the follow unfollow strategy can truly grow an audience at a relatively quick pace. It's not the only way to do it, and you don't want to spend too much time following and unfollowing because it's not a great way to connect with engaged users. But if you see that someone is posting every day and you like their posts every day, they're an engaged user. So follow them. And if they follow you back, great. If not, that's fine also. But you want to start to build an audience on Pinterest. You want to really start to grow the number of people you're connected to on that platform. And then you like their pins and you comment on their pins, and the conversation can start. And you literally can grow an audience on Pinterest alone. And you can become an authority on Pinterest alone and then funnel people who you've connected to on Pinterest back to your opt in list, back to your funnel, into kind of the deeper levels of your funnel. And it in and of itself can be a great traffic creation system. Right now, I've literally been ignoring Pinterest for years. We've had a plugin on our site and letting other people pin things. It wasn't until about 4 months ago that I noticed we were getting about 15,000 visits per month from over 10,000 unique individuals per month. That's a noteworthy amount of traffic, and that was quickly jumped above the Instagram traffic, Twitter traffic, LinkedIn traffic. It went pretty much into the number three spot, right behind Google and Facebook for us. And us is my wife and I. So we've since kind of committed to the Pinterest platform. I've been running ad campaigns and we've been publishing more of our content on Pinterest, and the traffic has nearly doubled. We're up to like 27,000 visits a month from about 17,000 unique individuals as of this recording. And this is the kind of growth I want to see. This is saying, yes, the users on this platform like what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and put more energy towards this platform to build a greater audience on this platform, which means liking more pins, repinning more people's stuff, publishing more of our content, and following and connecting with more people on Pinterest. It's a long, slow process. It's not a quick game. It's not a kind of a wham bam, traffic's here, but it's something that we can build. And the third thing to keep in mind, and this is well documented as well, Pinterest users spend the most money out of any social media kind of platform. They are well known to have the highest average order value. They're well known to be the wealthier segment. And if you're trying to sell a product, I don't care if it's a $17 product or a $1,700 product, wealthy people have the money to buy your product, right? So it's really, really good to have your messages and to be building an audience in an ecosystem where there's a high likelihood of them being able to afford your product no matter what the cost is. So really, the fact that it's a new kind of, I don't want to say gameable, but it's a new platform still. They're still kind of going through their growth phase is what I mean by new. So you're able to be a little bit more of an aggressive marketer on there. You get the added benefit of the SEO value of people repinning your stuff and getting your links out there through your rich pins. And the demographics that's on there are purchasers and they spend a lot of money. And it's really these things combined that make Pinterest a very effective and very interesting marketing platform right now. I'm very bullish on Pinterest right now. I'm very excited to be working on Pinterest. Compared to Instagram, I'm all in on Pinterest versus Instagram. Whereas there are still some good Instagram techniques that we'll talk about in coming videos. But if you're not on Pinterest, the first thing to do is get your account set up, verify it as a business account by connecting it to your blog, and then get your first 5 boards going and start to kind of engage in the platform. Figure out how it works, because honestly, if you understand how it works, you understand what good user behavior is on the platform, you're going to be able to leverage that to grow your audience there and to drive traffic from Pinterest to your email list, where you will at that point kind of own the user experience on your email list and you'll be able to offer them more products and more items. Again, keep in mind the Gary Vaynerchuk jab, 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 right hook concept. You want to give, 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 have lots of quotes, lots of beautiful imagery. Don't always be posting things on Pinterest that try to pull people, that try to get from people, that try to get people away from Pinterest. You got to give first. You need to be one of the people who give lots of great content. And then when you ask for the opt in, when you ask for them to leave Pinterest to go to your website, the likelihood of them doing so goes up significantly. So if you're not on Pinterest yet, I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you know that your target demographic is female. I'm Miles Beckler. I hope that this has made sense. If you have any questions about Pinterest marketing or about how it works or anything covered in this video, leave me a comment below. I'm happy to answer your questions and I'm happy to help you kind of get started on this. I'm still new in this area as well. But ultimately, the results I've received from me fumbling through this interface, I had no idea how to even use it when I started a few months ago. But the results we've been able to get and I've been able to see in such a short period of time really make this one of the most interesting and intriguing platforms out there today. Remember that it's always changing. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment. Other than that, subscribe because we're going into more traffic options and more traffic kind of platforms that you can leverage to drive traffic to your funnel. And I'm going to be covering more funnel tips and getting into split testing shortly after that. So thank you very much for your time. Be sure to subscribe, leave me a comment. I'm Miles Beckler, and thank you for your time.